Hello, citizens, and welcome back. This is our match preview for Arsenal vs Man City in the Premier League. It's the big one, so make sure to hit the like button, hit subscribe as well, and let's jump into it. So like I said, this is the big game. It's our biggest of the season so far, although I'm going to be saying that a lot over the next few months. And it's a chance to catch up with Arsenal and go ahead of them on goal difference. They're 3 points ahead of us at the top of the Premier League. And after this game, Arsenal will still have a game in hand on us. So this is a chance just to put our foot on their throat a little bit and just to put them a little bit under pressure and see what they're made of. Because, of course, City have been in this situation quite a few times over the last few years. You know, whether we're being chased or we're chasing down, we're very good at handling pressure and we like to grind out results and just to keep momentum going. We haven't seen this Arsenal team do it yet, so it's a good chance for us to see what they're made out of. Now, as for Arsenal, of course, they're undergoing a little bit of a wobble. You know, they've lost one and they've drawn one recently as well. And of course, we beat them at the Etihad a couple of weeks ago in the Cup. So are Arsenal undergoing a little bit of a wobble? Well, yes, they are a little bit, but, you know, if they do beat us with their game in hand, they can go 9 points ahead of us. So this is huge for them as well. And like I said, it's a big game, this one, and it's one that both teams really can't afford to lose. I think a draw would be a good result for City. A win would be fantastic, but I think anything other than a defeat is actually a good result for us. Now, as for City, we've not had any consistency in the last few months, let's be honest. We've said it time and time again. And, you know, a lot of that is down to the fact that Pep doesn't keep consistent with his teams either. We've seen City, you know, they play brilliantly in a game and then they play poorly in the same game. You know, we don't even have solid performances throughout 90 minutes. And, you know, Pep's making all these changes. He's changing to formations, moving plays into unfamiliar positions, making a lot of substitutions at the wrong time. You know, and for me, in this game, we just have to go with what we went against Aston Villa. They're the same 11 players that have to start this game, you know, considering they're all fit anyway. But Pep can't keep making these changes, you know. You can't make 4 or 5 changes every single match, like every 3 days, and expect us to win every single game. It's not going to happen. And of course, it hasn't happened. Now, in terms of this game going into it as well, yes, like I said, we should play the same 11 against these. Do I like Laporte on the left? Not particularly, but it worked against Villa. Will it work away to Arsenal? Probably not, because Arsenal are full of pace and they're going to sit back, just like Villa did, just like pretty much any other team does against us, and they're going to hit us on the counter-attack. But Arsenal are quick, they're direct, they don't mess about with the ball. They will look to get behind us, get to the byline, and cross the ball in. So we do need solid performance from absolutely everyone today. That means I'd like to see Diaz in there, I'd like to see Laporte in there, but put Laporte centre-back. You know, if Ake comes in, put him at left-back, right-back, it should be probably Walker. I mean, I do like Lewis. I think for this one, Walker might be better served with his pace. Going into midfield, has to be Rodri, De Bruyne, and Gundogan. You know, all three of those put in solid performances against Villa, particularly in that first half. Going forward, I don't think you should change it right now. Mahrez, Grealish, and Haaland. Yes, it's hit and miss, but it's got to work. And Haaland hasn't had a lot of success away from home at the moment, and that is partly down to the fact that City are not really playing to his advantages. In this one, if we want to hurt Arsenal, we have to play quicker on the ball. We have to get behind them, get to the byline like they're going to do to us, and we have to put balls into the boxes. You know, the frustrating thing against Villa is that as soon as Haaland went off, that's when we started crossing the ball. In that second half, we were crossing the ball like there was no tomorrow. But when Haaland's in there, we like to work it to feet. We like to go backwards with it. Just put the ball in the box on this one. Haaland can hurt them in the air. They're not the biggest team, Arsenal. They're not the most physical team either. You know, they're going to have the fans behind them. I don't think they're going to be ready for his power or his strength and pace. So put the ball in that box and let Haaland attack it. Like I said, that's if he's fit. He did take up a bit of a knock against Aston Villa. Of course, he did come off the pitch. Pep is yet to say whether he's going to play or not. And if he doesn't play, that means Alvarez is going to start as well. And I don't think that should change us too much. I think we should still be hitting the bylines, crossing in as well. Of course, maybe not looping the ball in, but whipping it like we have done over the last few seasons. Just play the ball into the box with pace and let him attack it that way. And like I said, it all comes down to the fact that Pep just can't make 4 or 5 changes in this game. He has to just go with what worked last game out. I think if he does that, we have a chance. Will we win? I don't know. Like I said, Arsenal maybe, you know, they might be undergoing a little bit of a confidence knock, a little bit of a wobble, a tiny one. I'm not going to say that we're favourites to win this game. I'm also not going to say we're favourites to win the league like many people are. I don't think we are. I think Arsenal, if they don't win it, I think they failed a little bit, to be honest with you. But this, like I said, is a great chance to put pressure on them and see what this young Arsenal team are capable of, because we're capable of doing it. And if we get out of this game with anything but a loss, it's a great result for me. And that's it. That's the match preview. Thanks for watching as always. I really appreciate it. Thanks for all the follows recently as well. It's been wonderful. Make sure to check us out on Twitter. We're trying to get 100 followers on there. Been pretty important there, to be honest with you. But, you know, we keep going. So yeah, make sure to join me on there. The link is below. And yeah, join me for the watch along tomorrow. I think kickoffs are like 8 o'clock or something like that. So join me 15 minutes before. Thank you very much. As always, bye-bye.